Hello and welcome to this week's We're Not Chefs. I'm Jen. It's October, it's my favorite month. I am going to show you how to make pumpkin loaf with a maple glaze. You could have this for Halloween. You could eat this all month long while you enjoy fall colors maybe in your area. We don't have those here in California, but I like to pretend that it's cold outside and drink all of the spiced chais and eat pumpkin related things. So I hope you'll enjoy making this recipe with me. The recipe comes from the Good Saint blog and I'll put a link below so you can follow along. And don't forget to subscribe and let's get cooking. So the first step in making this pumpkin loaf is to combine a few ingredients and set them aside. So that I'm going to add my ½ cup sugar, ½ cup almond milk, 1/3 cup coconut oil, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar and vanilla. And I'm just gonna whisk this until it's nice and combined. And I'm just gonna let that sit for 3 to 5 minutes and while I prep my next ingredients. So next I'm gonna add in 2 cups of flour with some baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, ginger, and salt. I like to sift my ingredients together, so I'm gonna use a little strainer to just kind of make sure I get all the lumps out of the flour and that everything's really fine. So now I'm just gonna combine my wet ingredients and my dry ingredients and just fold everything in until it's well mixed. And now I'm gonna add my pumpkin puree. This is a whole can of pure pumpkin. And I'm just gonna fold this in and get it all nice and incorporated with the rest of the batter. That looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to grab my loaf pan and add my batter to it. I put a little bit of parchment in here so that it won't get stuck to the pan and it'll be a little bit easier to remove. So this is ready to go into the oven. I'm gonna put it in the oven for somewhere between 45 to 60 minutes. I'll update you on exactly how long it takes once it comes out of the oven, but I'll see you in a little bit. So my pumpkin loaf is done. It's cooling right now. It took about 45 minutes until it was done, where a knife kind of came out pretty cleanly and it sprung back when I kind of tapped it on top. So look out for that, and you may need to adjust the time a little bit depending on how hot your oven is. While that cools, I'm gonna go ahead and make the icing for the loaf. I went ahead and did a quick soak of my cashews. I boiled them in water for about 15 minutes. And now I'm gonna add everything else to my blender to make the icing. So first I'm gonna add my cashews. Next I'm gonna add my maple syrup. It's about 1.5 tablespoons. Next I'm adding 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And last I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of water. I may need to put a little bit more depending on how thick or thin I want it. And now I'm just gonna blend this up until it's nice and creamy. This looks pretty good. It's nice and creamy and pretty soft consistency, which is what you want in an icing. So now I'm just gonna spread this on top of my pumpkin loaf. So there you have it. I really like this recipe. It's pretty easy to put together. I like that the icing is made with cashews, which is a little different, a little healthier. Sorry if you wanted more sugar. You could probably just add sugar to it. Do you? I think this would be a great thing to do as what I'm gonna call reverse trick-or-treating, where maybe you could cut a slice off, wrap it up, and go leave it on your friend's doorstep for October. I think that'd be a nice little surprise to get on my doorstep, so maybe you should do that with your friends. That's all for this episode. I hope you stay tuned for our next We're Not Chefs. I think we have more fun, spooky, scary, Halloween-inspired recipes for you this month. I hope you love October as much as I do and you're enjoying all of the pumpkin things. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.